Chapter 7. The urge to find Mr. P gets even more drastic. There was an entrance, so the only thing to do was go through there and hop on the train to get to the carnival. We walked down some of the train corridors and eventually found the train, but it wasn't functioning. It looked like we needed to kickstart the train with a wrench and also get the hammer and white key to open the train door. I turned around to look at Bunny struggling to walk and barely having the willpower to grasp her crossbow anymore. I ran to her aid in concern and disbelief, and she began to cough. "We're almost out of here," she said. "I just need to rest a little." I was able to walk her over to the nearest pillar that was next to the train. She sat down and continued coughing as my worry for her began increasing uncontrollably. "Bunny, you don't need to worry," I assured her, patting her on the head. "I guarantee you that we are getting out of here alive." Bunny set down her crossbow as it felt like she wasn't going to be fighting anytime soon. "I'll find a way to get this train working," I said. "Don't you fret. I won't let you down." "I hope you find it," she said, interrupted by another cough. "Just do your best to hang in there until I get back," I said to her. "You're not just the only friend I know at this point. You're one of the persistent, too." I grabbed her crossbow and began walking towards the door. "Thank you," she struggled to say to me. "I promise." Walking through the door, I could either continue my path or take a left and go downstairs. I decided to go straight and check out the room that was ahead of me. Just entering, I caught a glimpse of the most disgusting-looking infected that I had ever seen throughout this whole infection. It was a literal zombie's pig. Sorry. It was a literal zombie pig, holding a skeleton's arm as a weapon, and a section of its skull was sticking out through the skin. Waiting for it to exit the room, I crept about the area looking for items, but it seemed that they were more scattered across the metro than I thought. Heading out of that room and into another hallway, I checked a tiny room and saw that it had a little coin inside there. I grabbed the coin without hindrance and went back to the other room, as it seemed that I had to get something out of that vending machine, and slid it in. Oddly enough, what came out of the vending machine was a blue key card, and I was certain that I needed to get another coin. Unless somebody is in here too, trapped in this metro with me. Whatever the matter, I just grabbed the blue key card and went through the hallway to use it and unlock a room filled with metal boxes and the white key. I grabbed it and found out that the blue key section was unlocked, revealing a faster way to get to the train. But I knew for sure that I did not open that. It wasn't Bunny, obviously. She was back at the train dealing with something I didn't want to know what it was. So, who's doing these tasks other than me? As soon as I got to the train to use up the white key, I saw someone fixing up the wrench jig. They turned around, took one glimpse at me, and ran for the hills. I wonder what made them think that, until I turned around and saw that zombie Piggy from earlier, then tried making a run for it. But that went south, quickly. The Piggy pulled me back, pushed me onto the floor, and I couldn't do anything but look up to my fate and back up, not being ready to accept it. The Piggy, I decided to call it, raised up its skeleton arm, and I braced myself. For impact and closed my eyes. I then heard a few punches landing, and then a body collapsing. I opened my eyes to see the Piggy knocked out on the floor, and that same person from earlier that was fixing the wrench jig on the train. "Who are you?" I asked them, looking down at Piggy, then at them. I looked behind me, and Bunny was still there, so there really was a question to ask when they decided to help me. "I'm not scared of you." "You don't have any reason to be," they said. They looked down at me, the face seeming familiar, but I couldn't remember where, until a few memories struck me. I didn't have time for this. "Okay, whoever you are," I said, confused. I don't have time for this at the moment, so I'm just gonna go get the hammer to open up the train so that we can get out of here. Oh, no need, they said, holding the hammer. Got it right here. They walked to the train door and broke down the planks, and the train door opened. Come on. Right behind you, I said, but stopped. I saw Bunny. Her head hung down low, and her eyes were closed. Bunny? I walked over to her and knelt down in disbelief. Are you still there? No response. Bunny! Her eyes sprung open, but she wasn't looking too good. Hey, she said softly. Seriously, Bunny, don't scare me like that, I said, catching a sigh of relief. But what's on the bright side is that we have another alley, and they got the train up. Come on, we can get out of here now. I can't, she gravely said. What do you mean? I asked, beginning to worry. About Mr. P, she began to say. He gave me a potion, and I drank it. I never knew that it would soon turn me into— Stop messing with me, Bunny, I said, trying to lighten up the conversation. Come on, we still have to find him. I already told you, she said, her voice starting to break. I can't. Bunny, I meant what I said earlier, I reminded her. You're one of the most persistent people that I've ever met. Now come on, let's go. I'm highly aware of the compliment, but I'm being serious, she said, sadly. I felt like I was going to cry so badly in front of her as I started wiping my tears away with my hand. Hey, keep your head up, detective. Whether or not something or someone keeps you going, I know that you have a good future ahead of you. No, I said, wiping away more tears. That was all you. You are what kept me going after my captain died. She sighed contentedly. Hearing that makes me so happy, she regretfully said. So you'll keep going, right? I asked her in hopes she would push for me. Unfortunately, she started, this really is it for me. I'm so sorry. Please! I wanted to beg her to come with me, but I stopped myself. Just remember to knock some sense into him for me, okay? She said, getting ready to meet her fate. Okay. For you, I said, patting her on the head once more. I'll fight any infected coming your way until I just can't take it anymore. Just to make sure you and that other person gets to the carnival alive. Bunny said as I handed her crossbow over to her. It's my little way of showing you I'm a real friend. Thank you, Bunny, I said, for everything. I'll miss you. Farewell, detective, she said, reloading her crossbow. You were amazing, Bunny, I thought. I won't see you around, will I? No, I guess not. I walked in the train as I saw her walk into the face of danger, and the train door closed. I sat down next to the person that was now alongside me on my journey to now find Mr. P. Tough break, they said. Your friend is slowly turning into infected, and now you've left them so that we can make a getaway. She told me to go, I said, waiting for the tears to dry. It was for her own good. Ah, so sacrifice for the team they took, they said. Yeah, I said, looking down at my hands. A noble one, at that. So what's brought you all the way at the LaSalle Metro? They asked me. I looked up at them, into their blue eyes. Nothing much, I guess, I said. Right before this started, I needed to ask a family about their missing kid. Although, when I got there, when I got there, the family's other kid was infected and trying to attack me. As soon as I got out of there, all the other places I went to had another infected. Waiting for me. Sorry, I'm blanking a bit. Both my friends have fallen victim to the infection, and I truly feel alone in this world. What if every single friend I meet gets infected a few days later? Yeah, I know what you mean, they said, scratching their head. Nearly a month ago, my sibling went to their job at the police station, and I was expecting them to come back like they usually do. But they didn't. Me and our parents began to fear the worst, so the next best thing was for me to head out in search of them. Then I realized the infection took place. My parents haven't gotten back to me, and now I'm just fending for myself in this crazy world. That's depressing, I said, looking at them. But hey, if the cure is out there in another world, we can find it to save our loved ones, and potentially the world. I guess so, they said to themselves. I sighed quietly. I'm just worried about my friends in this apocalypse, I said in advance. I don't even know if they're alive anymore, or at least infected, or in Lucella. They may have left the town or just found a safe place. I don't even know why this is happening, they said. I'm only out here to find my sister. Sister, you say? I asked them. Yeah. I have a younger sister, I began. Really relatable, that girl. A very pleasant sibling, and an ever more motivating friend that you could ask for. She was a very noticeable drop in the water, that's for sure. What I would give to see her again. The same goes for my older sister, they concurred. They were my best friend. I knew I needed to hear they went missing. I knew I needed to search out for her, but no traces. Oh, I miss her so much. I never got your name throughout the whole ride, I said to them. What is it? Oh, it's Grace, they said. That struck me. My little sister's name is Grace, too. What's your sister's name? I asked for verification. Just from hearing her name, I wanted to know if that was her. It's Polaris, she said. Why? I turned to look at her and put my hand on her shoulder. Do you not recognize me? I asked Grace. She turned to look at me and stared at me for a while. What do you mean? Grace asked, pointing a finger at me, then lowering it. Wait. You? Polar? Yeah, sis, I said with a huge ton of relief. You found me. I guess it was right for me to sit down next to her because she reached out to hug me and it felt like she broke all of my ribs. Don't you know how worried we were about you? She asked as she started crying. You were out for a month. We thought you were dead. I know. I'm sorry, I said as I pulled away from my ribs breaking even more. After escaping the Piggy's family house, it was just run and go with other allies in every place that I've been to. Whatever's been boarding up the exit doors were not helping my case. The train came to a sudden halt, interrupting our heartfelt reunion. Oh, it stopped, Grace said. It looks like we're here.